The first video that we ever made on this channel was our review of the vintage Kenner Star Wars B-Wing fighter from Return of the Jedi. And for the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that one of the wing cannons on my example of the B-Wing is actually broken. And I've been hunting for many years to replace this part, but they don't turn up on eBay very often, and when they do they're quite pricey. But I have finally found a cost-effective alternative. And we're going to take a look at this today, so stay tuned.
Come with me, toy fans.
In the studio today we have some 3D printed replica wing cannons for the B-Wing fighter, and these are made or you can acquire these from a website called thisistheway3d.com, and I'll leave all the links to their website in the description below. The first thing I should mention about these items is that they are very cheap to acquire, far cheaper than original vintage replacement Kenner parts. But having said that, they are not exact, okay? They are a very good substitute, but they are not exactly the same. And one of the reasons for this is that the 3D printing process does not give the same finish to the plastic as what injection molding does. You can see here there are some kind of uneven lines. The color doesn't quite match, but I believe if you're a decent customizer, you could potentially paint these and they would be very hard to distinguish from the vintage original. Now I know a number of toy collectors out there, myself included, who might have like one minty example of be it a B-Wing or an X-Wing or a Y-Wing, whatever it is, and then you might have 2, 3, 4 or multiple additional fighters that aren't quite complete, and because you've got that nice minty complete one, you're going to reserve your cash to buy other items that you need for your collection to complete it, as opposed to forking out the money for, you know, original replacement B-Wing cannons. So this is an excellent alternative by being able to pick up these 3D printed parts and finish off some of those shells, some of those incomplete Star Wars vehicle shells. Those shells that, let's face it, there are a lot of them still around, but there aren't that many of the weapons, be it, you know, X-Wing cannons or B-Wing cannons, whatever it is. But by using these 3D printed parts, you're going to be able to complete those empty shells and basically bring a toy back to life. It's the Star Wars resurrection. As I already mentioned, all of these items can be viewed on a website called thisistheway3d.com, and the tagline for the website is breathing life into vintage Star Wars toys with 3D printing. And if you would like to purchase any of these items, you can visit their eBay page, which is very easily linked via their website. This is the Way 3D also offer many other excellent replacement Star Wars parts, such as the ramp for the Imperial shuttle, replacement X-Wing cannons, the training ball and arm for the Millennium Falcon, the Jedi training ball. You can get the Y-Wing turret gun. You can even get the Y-Wing engine struts and the afterburner kit. And this complete kit is available for about 14 quid. And I personally think that's an absolute bargain price. Imagine how many Y-Wings are out there that are missing these parts and are destined to become unwanted, incomplete toys because there just won't be enough of the replacement struts and afterburners, original vintage ones, for every collector in the world to be able to complete this toy. But now that you can get these 3D printed replacement parts for 14 quid, that's pretty cheap, I think. 14 quid for the complete kit. Imagine how many Y-Wings out there are going to get completed, and that's very satisfying to me that so many collectors around the globe for a very cheap cost are going to be able to complete a vintage Y-Wing. And other items that you might need to complete the Y-Wing are also available through This Is The Way 3D, including the front guns and the two-piece Y-Wing bomb, which is missing off many vintage examples. In addition to that, This Is The Way 3D also sell the landing ramp struts for the Millennium Falcon, another easily lost piece, easily broken piece, which is missing off of many vintage Millennium Falcon toys. So overall, these parts, as I said, they aren't perfect. That's due to the 3D printing process. You're not going to get the same type of finish on the plastic as what you'll get with injection molding, and the color isn't quite correct. But I am certainly not complaining, because at this very, very low price, I'm able to complete my B-wing. To me, it looks very satisfactory, and I'm very pleased with the result. And for those of you who have multiple vehicles, as I said, where you may only have one nice minty complete example and then you've got a number of incomplete ones, don't fork out all that money for an original Kenner part. You know, get that to complete one perfect example in your collection, and then fill out the rest of the collection with some quite easy to acquire, quite cheap 3D replacement parts. As Michael at Retroblasting always says, the fans are doing the best work, and the maker movement is the future of vintage toy collecting. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to check out one of our really early videos, which I think is a little bit substandard these days, but you can click the link to the B-Wing video right here. Or to check out our Toy Histories episode where we talk about the development of the entire Kenner Star Wars toy line, you can click right here. I'm Tony from Analog Toys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.